was on Wall Street for over 30 years. I decided it was time for a career change, and running my own business with the Matone ILEC intellectual property behind it made a lot of sense for where I was in my career to make the shift.
Well, I hear that from a lot of people that they love the method. But tell us a little bit about your personal story. So, what did you do exactly before franchising, and why did you decide that this made sense for you?
Sure. As I mentioned, spending a lot of time on Wall Street, a lot of hours. I've moved up the ranks. So the last, maybe 15 years of my career, I got into some pretty senior roles, managing teams, managing product. And it was very good, profitable business. It was a lot of work. And then I got to a point in my life and career where I decided that, hey, you know what? I can afford to take another look at what I'm doing. I worked with career counselor to look at my transferable skills, got introduced to the franchise models, spoke to a number of them. And I settled with ILEC for a lot of reasons. One was it was a dynamic, interesting team. They had great support. And it overlapped with a lot of what I have done in my prior role in terms of, managing teams, business development, and being involved at a leadership level at a large organization.
So, what made you pick this brand, and what excites you most about the company?
Well, the Matone model has been around for a long time. So it's a very seasoned and well-known process. And I think having that allows me to, be in business for myself, but not by myself, with the backing of the staff at the franchisor.
That makes sense. And so, what do you hope to achieve? What are your goals at this point?
Sure. I've spent a lot of time getting the business ramped up. I do obviously need to go through certification and training to use their proprietary model, use their assessments. So from there, it becomes business development. So my goal is to, over time, find clients that I can partner with over the long term, and work with them on different levels in terms of time periods and products that are offered by ILEC. And ultimately, I'd like to establish repeat clients, and again, stay with teams over the long haul, and then obviously go through the program with them. I'll be their Sherpa as they climb the mountain. And I would love to, in each instance, do a look back or a debrief to make sure that together we accomplish the goals that the clients wanted to accomplish.
Absolutely. And so, tell us a little bit about your local community. I know that it sounds like you have some pools that you want to dip your toes in when it comes to leadership, which is exciting. Any work that you want to do there in your local community? And how do you feel like you fit in as a business owner there locally?
Yeah, absolutely. I've already reached out to a number of organizations to be involved. On a personal note, I do a lot of volunteer work for different organizations and educational institutions. So this is just another, bullet in the gun in terms of, getting to know the local business community north of Boston and then grow it from there. So I have reached out and gotten contacts and have meetings set up with these entities. I would love to help them. I would love them to help me.
I love that. So, what's one thing about your story that you would want us to know?
So interesting. As I thought about this, and I love coaching. I've coached sports my whole life. I played sports my whole life, so coaching is a big part of who I am. In terms of leadership, I've moved into some leadership roles at some of the organizations I've worked for in the investment space. But interestingly enough, I have experienced more bad leaders than good leaders. So I think that given that, there's a lot out there that needs work, and not everyone has the opportunity to work with a leadership coach. So for me, it doesn't matter what organization you're with. It could be a sports entity, it could be an investment firm, it could be anything, it could be your family. Leadership skills are critical for people that want to excel.
It's interesting that you say that you've probably worked with more bad leaders than you've had good. I hate to say that I can relate, but a lot of us have. And, there's a reason why we all took the pandemic pivot, right? And yourself included. So, what would you say to somebody who is restarting their career and they're in need of a coach? How would you pitch your business? How would you pitch yourself as somebody who could help them on this new path of discovery?
Yeah, of course, being a coach, you start off with listening. You want to be client focused, and you want to, really talk about teamwork because you can't do it alone, right? Um, like I said, a successful business leader or a franchise owner is in business for themselves, but not by themselves. So the model and the IP that will be employed is proven and it's effective. So between that and the partnership and the hard work, I think that's where, if you're starting a business, is where you want to focus. You got to be client focused. You got to do your homework. You got to be prepared. And my goal was to get everything aligned, set up, ready to go before my certification, so that when I'm ready to go and launch, I can hit the ground running.
What advice do you have for people who are thinking about starting a franchise?
Do your homework and talk to a lot of different franchises. I started with a list of 10, and I narrowed it down to 4, of which I got into some detailed meetings and assessments. Narrowed it down to 2 after that, and then settled on ILEC in the end, just due to, like I said, the model, the dynamic team, and I think there was a lot of overlap of what I've done in my prior career that I can carry on for this business.